Do you struggle to find a use for some of your nanocore materials in EVE Echoes? Maybe you never find a use for the materials such as the signature recognition databanks and their associated computing chips. That's where today's subscribe button special comes in, courtesy of fellow corp mate Desord, who brought this nice little trick to my attention recently. So what is this nice little trick? The idea is that you take nanocore upgrade materials that you don't particularly have any use for, and instead of selling them on the market, you convert them from tradable nanocore materials to clone-bound general nanocore materials. So how does this work? So the idea, of course, we need to start by fitting a nanocore to the ship in question to enable us to convert these materials. So as we wait for this to load, I'm going to quickly just set up this nanocore. This nanocore in question will be something I'll be analysing at a later date when I get round to it, but for now we are not particularly bothered about the appearance of it. And as you can tell right now, this is not a particularly scripted video. Skip customization and fit the membrane. Good, we have our nanocore fitted. We're going to go into the details. And as you'll notice from before, I am currently using combat data chips. So we're going to fully upgrade this nanocore with combat nanocore materials. Notice earlier how empty my hangar was. I've deliberately moved over to another station to avoid any confusion with the inventory. So here we go, we have now set ourselves a new attribute. So now that's fully trained, and yes, it does have to be fully trained. In a previous recording for this video, I did one with the signature materials. I only partially trained up one of these levels, repackaged the nanocore, lost those materials. So now we know it has to be fully leveled up before you do this. Otherwise, you just outright lose your materials. So now we've disassembled the nanocore, we are going to go back into the inventory. And when it recovers from having loaded the nanocore screen, we're going to repackage our nanocore. Type confirm to continue. Don't mind that little HTML prompt that just came up. That was the EVE Echoes Chinese server link. And now we can see two clone-bound materials. These are general data bank freeze, clone-bound, and general computing chip freeze, once again, clone-bound. So you can do this as many times as you want. What I've just used right now, the combat data banks, these you're most likely going to be using anyway, whether it's for PvP or PvE. So you're not going to be finding yourself converting these unless, say, you're a pure industry player. But the point is, unless you were planning on selling them, these materials you can now use on any of your ships, regardless of what type of ship you fly. So it's a nice little trick to be aware of. The only downside being you can't trade them, you can't contract them or sell them, etc. But it's not that bad it's not that bad of a downside, is it? Especially if in the future we start coming across clone-bound chips that are industry clone-bound or combat clone-bound. In those cases, we'll be able to convert them to general clone-bound. So yeah, this is a nice little trick to be aware of. There isn't really all that much more to say about this video. So yeah, if you found this useful, feel free to hit that subscribe button. Like the video. I guess I never really ask for the likes in the video bit, do I? But anyway, you get the gist of it. Thanks again for watching this video, and fly casual in New Eden.